Let's get real for a moment. There are two kinds of pain in this world. The pain that comes from doing the hard thing, facing your fears, chasing your dreams, staying disciplined when your body screams to quit. And the pain that comes when you don't. One pain is temporary, the other is forever. You already know what I'm talking about. You felt both. You felt the pain of waking up early to work on yourself. You felt the pain of discipline, of sacrifice, of grinding when no one else believed in you. But you've also felt that other pain, the one that lingers longer, that cuts deeper, the pain of regret. That pain that shows up late at night when the world goes quiet. That whisper in your head that says, you could have done more. You had the chance, and you let it slip. Let's stop pretending. You know exactly what it feels like to avoid something because it was hard, because it hurt, because it demanded more than you were willing to give at the time. And now you carry that moment like a shadow. Regret is silent. It doesn't show up loud. It doesn't punch you in the face like physical pain. No, it creeps in slowly, whispers in your ear, sits with you for years. And the worst part? You can't rewind time and erase it. You can't go back and make that decision again. You missed it. The window closed. But here's the truth, and you need to feel this in your bones. Pain will pass. No matter how tough it is today, it has an expiration date. That workout? It ends. That lonely night grinding your goals? It ends. That sacrifice? It becomes strength. That fear? It turns into confidence. That storm you're walking through? It clears, because pain is temporary. But regret? Regret digs in. Regret builds a home in your heart. It stays. It reminds you not just of what you didn't do, but who you didn't become. So ask yourself, are you willing to suffer now? Ow, for something greater? Or will you suffer later for everything you didn't do? Because that's the choice. It's not between pain and no pain. It's between short-term pain that changes you or long-term pain that chains you. Pain will teach you. Pain will shape you. Pain will stretch you. And most importantly, pain will pass. You've already survived things you thought would break you, so don't tell yourself you can't handle what's ahead. Don't lie to yourself and say, I'm not ready. You are. What you're not ready for is living a life haunted by what could have been. This video, this moment, is not just about feeling fired up for 5 minutes. It's a reminder, a warning, a call to action. Because one day you'll look back on this season of your life, and the question is, will you remember the pain you overcame or the regret you refused to face? Make the decision now to lean into the struggle, to walk through the fire, to carry the weight with purpose. Because pain, my friend, is a chapter. Regret is a book you'll never stop rereading, and you deserve better than that. Pain is temporary, but it's necessary. Pain, the very word, triggers discomfort, fear, resistance. Most people run from it. They numb it, bury it, avoid it at all costs. But here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is a messenger, a trainer, a signal that something within you is breaking, shifting, transforming. It shows up not to destroy you, but to build you into something greater. Every great person you admire, every success story, every champion, every legend, they all walked through pain, and they didn't walk around it. They walked through it. But here's what they knew that many don't. Pain will pass. It won't last forever. No matter how intense it feels today, no matter how much it aches, no matter how loud it screams, it will fade. But what doesn't fade so easily? Regret. Regret doesn't scream, it whispers, slowly, repeatedly, for years. It doesn't hurt you in the moment, it haunts you in the silence. That's the tragedy. People avoid pain today and walk into regret tomorrow. They choose comfort now and pay the price later. They fear the short-term storm and trade away their long-term peace. Pain is temporary, but regret? Regret can last a lifetime. You may not want to suffer. That's natural. But ask yourself, what are you willing to suffer for? Because make no mistake, you're going to suffer either way. You'll either suffer from the pain of growth, discipline, hard work, or from the weight of missed chances, wasted time, and untapped potential. You decide. The gym hurts, but so does the hospital. Waking up early hurts, but so does waking up broke. Speaking your truth is scary, but so is living a lie. Pain will pass. Regret will haunt. So don't run from pain. Learn from it. Welcome it. Use it. It's not here to break you. It's here to build you. Comfort is a lie that kills dreams. Let's talk about comfort. It feels safe, warm, easy, but comfort is the most dangerous place you can live. Because comfort doesn't challenge you. It doesn't stretch you. It doesn't force you to face your flaws, your fears, your limits. And yet most people live their whole lives inside it. They don't chase greatness, they chase just enough. Just enough to survive, just enough to feel okay, just enough to avoid pain. But here's what they don't see until it's too late. Comfort becomes a prison. A quiet one. No bars, no chains. Just soft pillows and faded dreams. And inside that prison, dreams die. Ambition fades. Potential goes unused. You think avoiding pain is the win? It's not. Avoiding pain means avoiding growth. And when you avoid growth long enough, you wake up one day filled with something far worse than discomfort. Regret. Regret that you could have been more, that you had time and didn't use it, that you were given talent but never developed it, that you were given life and you stayed small. Don't let comfort seduce you into mediocrity, because life outside your comfort zone, yes, it's painful, yes, it's uncertain, but it's also where everything worth having lives. Confidence, strength, wisdom, purpose. You won't find any of that in a place where you're never tested. So let pain come, let struggle sharpen you, let the fire refine you. Because while comfort may keep you safe, pain will make you strong. And in the end, it's the strong who build the life they truly want. Short-term pain, long-term freedom. What if I told you the price you pay today? The sacrifices, the struggles, the sleepless nights aren't just pain. What if they're investment? See, pain hurts, no denying that. But pain also pays if you use it right. Every moment you choose the hard path, every time you say no to comfort and yes to purpose, every time you get up when your body screams to quit, you're not just surviving pain, you're cashing it in, you're buying discipline, you're earning grit, you're building a version of you that can't be broken. People who succeed aren't lucky, they're prepared. And how do you prepare? You go through pain that others won't. Because here's the secret, you're going to feel pain either way, but one pain is optional and one isn't. You can feel the pain of saying no to distractions, of grinding, of working through fatigue, or you can feel the pain of failure, of falling short, of waking up one day realizing you never became who you were meant to be. And that second pain, it doesn't go away in a week. It follows you. It whispers, you should have. Every time you close your eyes, you need to stop asking, how can I avoid pain? And start asking, which pain leads me to freedom? Pain for growth, that ends in power. Pain from regret, that ends in shame. Choose wisely. Every sacrifice now is a seed. Every hard day is a deposit. And one day, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, you will harvest everything you worked for. Pain is short, but pride in your progress, that stays forever. Regret doesn't yell, it whispers you for the rest of your life. Here's what most people don't understand about regret. It doesn't scream, it doesn't show up all at once, it doesn't knock you over. It whispers. Soft, subtle, over time. In the quiet moments, when no one is watching, when you're alone with your thoughts, when it's just you and the memory of what you didn't do. It whispers things like, you could have been more. You had the shot and you let it pass. You knew what you had to do, but you waited. And the worst part? There's no do-over. You don't get to rewind. You don't get to beg life for one more chance. That moment, it's gone. People think the pain of trying and failing is the worst pain. It's not. The worst pain is knowing you never tried, that you let fear or laziness or insecurity rob you of a future you could have had. You want to avoid that? Then act now. Do it afraid, do it uncertain, do it imperfect, but do it. Because if you wait too long, the regret won't just whisper, it'll scream, and the older you get, the louder it gets. Regret will not care how tired you were. It won't care what excuses you had. It will only care that you didn't try, that you wasted time, that you gave up on yourself. So let pain come. Let it push you, let it mold you, let it change you, because pain will pass, regret will haunt, and your future depends on which one you choose to carry. The pain of discipline is the price of freedom. Most people want freedom. They want financial freedom, emotional freedom, freedom of time, freedom to live how they want. But here's what they don't realize. Freedom has a price, and that price is pain. Not the destructive kind, but the pain of discipline. The early mornings, the difficult choices, the sacrifices, the uncomfortable consistency. Everyone wants the result, but almost no one wants the struggle that comes with it. They want the body, but not the workouts. They want success, but not the rejection. They want peace, but not the battles required to earn it. Discipline is painful, but it's nothing compared to the pain of waking up one day and realizing you could have changed your life, but didn't. You have to understand this. Discipline is the pain you choose. Regret is the pain you're forced to live with. The pain of waking up early will pass. The pain of missing out on parties will pass. The pain of saying no to distractions will pass. But the pain of watching your dreams disappear, of knowing you stayed comfortable instead of committed, that pain doesn't pass. That pain lingers. You'll carry it with you into your 30s, your 40s, your final years. Because regret isn't just about failure. It's about potential wasted, time lost, greatness never realized. So stop asking, how do I make this easy? Start asking, is this pain taking me somewhere better? Because if it is, lean into it, endure it, own it. That's the pain that transforms. The regret of wasted potential will crush you. There is nothing more painful than unlived potential, knowing deep down that you were meant for more and did nothing about it. It doesn't hit you all at once. It shows up years later when you see someone else living your dream, when you hear a younger version of yourself in someone else's hunger, when you catch you a reflection and realize, I had time, I had talent, I just didn't move. That moment, that realization, it stings, because there's no fixing it once that time is gone. We all get windows, moments where the energy is right, the idea is fresh, the path is clear, and when we don't move on it, the window closes, sometimes forever. You can't get that same moment twice. You may get another version of it, but not the same door, not the same timing, not the same opportunity. And when people live with that kind of regret, they start shrinking, they stop dreaming, they begin to believe they missed their shot for good, and maybe they did. But the most heartbreaking part, they didn't miss it because of lack of skill. They missed it because of fear, because of laziness, because of indecision. Don't let that be your story. Your potential means nothing if it's not activated. Your dreams don't care about your feelings, they care about your action. So if you still have time, if you still have breath, move. Because you don't want to meet the ghost of the person you could have been. That ghost will not let you sleep. Growth demands pain, but it gives you power. You can't grow without pain. There's no version of greatness that doesn't include sacrifice. No version of confidence that doesn't come from surviving storms. No version of strength that doesn't come from being broken and rebuilding. Pain is the price for power. You want to be mentally strong? Go through days that break you and still show up. You want to be successful? Face rejection, failure, embarrassment, and keep going. You want deep wisdom? Then you need to experience loss, disappointment, betrayal, and still choose compassion. We grow not by avoiding the fire, but by walking through it and not letting it burn us down. People who try to escape pain don't grow. They stay soft, they stay small, they stay the same. But people who lean into pain, who see it as a teacher, not a curse, they come out transformed. And once you've felt real pain, once you've survived the nights when no one cheered, no one helped, and no one believed, you become powerful. Because now nothing can scare you, nothing can shake you. You've already been in the dark, you've already bled, you've already lost, and still, you rise. That kind of power can't be faked, it can't be bought. It's earned through pain, through persistence, through choosing growth over comfort every single day. When this chapter ends, what will you remember? Pain or regret? One day, this chapter of your life will close. This struggle, this season, this grind, it will pass. The question is, when it does, what will you carry with you? Will you look back with pride, knowing you fought through the pain, stayed disciplined, and became who you were meant to be? Or will you look back with regret, knowing you let fear win, wasted your strength, and played small when you were built for more? Pain is part of life, but regret is a choice. You get to decide today hope. You will remember tomorrow. You get to shape your story now through the actions you take, the decisions you make, and the courage you refuse to abandon. So when it hurts, remember this. It's supposed to. That pain is not a punishment, it's a test, and it's temporary. But what you build during it, that's permanent. Pain will come and pain will go. But regret, that follows you. It shows up when you're old, when you're quiet, when the world isn't watching. It sneaks in when you think you've forgotten. So don't feed it. Don't give it the satisfaction of stealing your destiny. Don't give it your future, your vision, your legacy. Let pain do its work. Let it shape you. Let it burn away your weakness. Let it forge your focus. And when you come out on the other side, you'll be more than someone who survived. You'll be someone who conquered. Because in the end, pain will pass. But regret will haunt. So now that we've walked through the truth, the pain, the choices, the cost, let me ask you one final question. When it's all said and done, which one will you carry, pain or regret? Because one of them is coming with you. That's the deal life makes with every one of us. You either suffer now to become who you were meant to be, or you suffer later, knowing you never even tried. And I promise you, the pain of the journey is nothing compared to the weight of wondering, what if? What if I had pushed a little harder? What if I hadn't quit? What if I had taken the risk, trusted myself, kept going? Those questions will eat away at your soul far longer than any struggle you're dealing with right now. But here's the beautiful thing. Right now, in this very moment, you still have a choice. You still have breath in your lungs. You still have time on the clock. You still have the ability to rewrite your story. Pain is not your enemy. It's a teacher, a trainer, a test. It's there to sharpen you, not shatter you. To break off the weak parts so the strong ones can rise. So stop fearing the pain that comes from doing the work. Stop running from the uncomfortable path that leads to growth. Stop hiding behind excuses, comfort, distractions, because all they're doing is buying you regret in advance. You were not born to live a life haunted by what could have been. You were not built to settle, to shrink, to exist in the shadows of your potential. You were meant to rise, to endure, to transform. But that only happens when you make peace with pain. When you stop asking, how do I make life easier? And start asking, what am I willing to go through to make my life meaningful? Because if you're willing to hurt for a little while, if you're willing to sweat, sacrifice, and struggle, then one day, sooner than you think, you'll look back and realize the pain passed. But had I built through it, that stayed, that elevated me, that made me unbreakable. But if you choose comfort, if you choose to keep waiting, if you choose to give up every time it hurts, then one day you'll look back and say, I could have been more. I just didn't fight for it. And that, my friend, is the kind of pain that never leaves. That's the pain that haunts. Not in your body, but in your heart. So choose wisely. Choose pain with a purpose over regret without redemption. Choose to walk through the fire so you never have to sit in the ashes of what you let burn. The pain you're going through today, it will pass. The strength you build from it, that will live with you forever. But the regret you carry from quitting, from never starting, from holding back, that will stay in the silence, in the mirror, in the empty spaces where your greatness was supposed to bloom. You can still become everything you were meant to be, but not if you run from pain. So rise, stand up, move forward, even if it hurts, especially if it hurts. Because pain will pass, but regret will haunt. And you've come too far to live a haunted life.